Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And this video I'll be making a tutorial on how to set up a system that lets you keep track of your money on screen. So I'm going to show you, currently in Ticket Racing 2 I have this money counter at the top here. Currently it says 5k, but it can display from 0 all the way up to 999 million right now, but I think I'll just show you how to set up from 0 to 999,000. So that would basically fill this. I've got this sell button set up here to demonstrate a bit easier. So here's 14k, which is currently displaying as, obviously it should be 14,999, but it's displaying it as 14k so that it can fit in within those 3 actors plus the 1 actor for the k. So yes, if you didn't already know this, this is in my game Ticket Racing 2, which I'm currently working on. So please follow me on itch for the updates on that, and also on YouTube. So let's make this a blank black background, and let's just have a start here. So we want to start in scene 21, so we'll begin here, and we just want a little trigger box. We want a trigger box to basically trigger this stuff that we're doing. So first of all, you want to create a variable. First, you want to create a variable in a math thing. So I've created a variable called money 0 to 99, and what we'll do is we'll so when we trigger this, it will add money, right? So imagine this will be killing an enemy. This will be selling something in your game. This is where you receive money. Okay. So if we add a value of 10, every time we click on this box, it will add 10. And to see if it's actually doing it, we can do display dialog, and we can say you have, and then you want to type in the variable name. So the variable name is $05. So if you type in that, it will display the number in that variable. So if we put another $sign here, it will tell us you have dollar and then this. So if I just press play, hopefully it will it will do that. Okay, so as you can see, we have the we are a little cursor. So now when we click on this box, or when we walk into the box, because it's currently on top-down mode, it says you have $10. If we do it again, you have $10. You have $30. So you have every time you go in there, you get an extra $10. So it's adding that $10. I'm going to set up that second variable, and I'll show you how you can make it so when it goes over the value, it then feeds into the second value, and then you can display that value as well. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll say math functions. So we can make it so this adds 50 every time, just to speed it up. Maybe 55, just so you can see the second value in action. Maybe 52, just for fun. 53. So now what we want to do is say, basically you want to say if compare with value. If that value, if the money value is greater than 99, because you don't want it to display 100, you want the next value to display the hundreds value. Think of this first value as the singular digit then and also the tens digit, and this next one being the hundreds value, and then the tens of hundreds value. So here we can say if it's greater than 99, we want to do a math function. We want to basically we want to add 1 to the next one, right? So if we take if we make a value another variable called money 100 to 9900, and we set that, well, actually we have to add a value of 1, because if it's greater than 99, then it should be 100, and this is demonstrating the 100 value. So now we can say obviously if we had if we press on this twice, it will add that, but we also want to display that, so we can put that right in front of this, and we can say 0605. So what will happen now is it will say you have, and then it will display this value, and then it will display this value. So it will say, I'll just show you what it does. Okay, so we're in, we go over to the box, the trigger, and we press it. It says we have 053, and that's because there's 0 in the hundreds value, but there's 53 in the 0 to 99 value. So if we do that again, we now have 11. Actually, you see what's happening here? We have 1 in the hundreds value. We have 1 in the hundreds value because we've added 1. And this one is displaying as 106 because 53 plus 53 is 106. So the next step of this is to minus 100 from this thing. So we want to do maths. We're going to say subtract value of 1 from the 0 to 99 value. I only put subtract 1. I hope you caught that. Okay, so now we go back into it. We press on this. We see 053 as expected. We press it again. We have 16. And now the next problem that we're facing is that this value has a 1 in it because it's 100. And this one is displaying 6. So we now need to fill in the gap and display 106 rather than 16. And I'll do that by basically just seeing, I'll set up another if statement. I want to say if the 99 is greater than 9. If it's greater than 9, it should be 10. So if it's greater than 9, we want to add we don't want to add a 0 in, so we can leave that. We can put that there. But if it's not greater than 9, if it's less than 9, if it's 9 or less, then we want to add a 0. So you see, I've just popped a 0 in between these two variables. And I've saved that, and I'll press play again. Okay, so we're back in, and we want to press on it. We say we have 053. Press it again. You have 106. Fantastic. Okay, so what I can do now is I can clamp that 100's value when I add 1, and what that will do is mean that I can display up to, what would it be up to? 255 times 100 is what? One thing I already know that will happen is once it reaches the 255 and I've clamped it in, it might be that this 0 to 99 value gets messed up in that, and we might have to have a separate check to see if the other thing is at maximum, then it should be this is at maximum too, and you cannot add any more. Okay, so I can already predict it will be 25,000 is the maximum you can hold. Okay, and to add more, all you'd have to do is do the same thing where once this value, this value here, this 100 to 9900 value reaches 100, you create another value and you say once this value reaches 100, you take 100 from it and you add it to the other one. Okay, I'm going to try and keep it simple, and I'm going to show you now how to display the money on the screen. Okay, so here I have an actor, and I also have numbers in the actors. Okay, so see this? I have an actor that has 9 frames. I'll show you. I'll go in here. Show you again sprites, money numbers. Where is it? Yeah, it's right here. So money 0 to 9. It's a sprite sheet where each 16 by 16 has one number in it from 0 to 9. And I also have another one that displays a K and an M, standing for thousands and millions. And what I'll do is I'll hop back here and I'll add another one, and I'll have that K value. So it's K value right here. So what this will do is display, there's 3 different numbers, so you can have, you can for example have 0 to 9 here, and then once you've reached 10 you can have 10 to 99 here, and then you can have 999 here, and then once it goes past that we switch to K, and when we start displaying thousands. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say on initiate, or actually on interact, just so and I can then copy it into initiate. Maybe I'll start in initiate, just so we can copy it over when it's done. So on initiate, we need to say, what we're basically doing is we want to find the money value, and then we want to turn it into a variable that then sets the frame. So because I've got 0 to 9 in the frame, a 0 value would be 0, and a 9 value would show as 9. So if I show this as 9, I can show you here. So initial frame 0, and it's displaying as a 0. Initial frame 1 is a 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, whatever, all the way up to 9. And then technically 10 is a 0. But I won't use that as a piece of logic in this, just in case it does mess up in the final build. So what we're doing is we want to take the 99, 0 to 99 value. Let's take it in maths. Take the 0 to 99 here, and we want to basically modulus. Modulus is the thing we want. We want to basically divide it by 10, but then instead of get that value, we want to get what's left, the remainder. We want to get the remainder. So what that would be is if it's 11 modulus 10, you'd be left with 1. While if you were to divide it, if you divide 11 by 10, you would be left with 1, because that's the 10 value. So maybe it's not the best example, but let's say the value is 53 like we were using before. Modulus 10 of 53 is 3, but if you divide 53 by 10, you get 5. And that's because GB Studio doesn't use remainders. It doesn't use point values. It does use remainders because we're using a modulus thing. It doesn't use point values. So technically, 53 divided by 10 is 5.3, but it can't display that. So you have to say it's 5, or you can say it's 3. And so what we're doing is we're modulusing it to get that 3 value. Okay, so we want to say the 99 modulus 10 is what we want to put in to the frame. So we want to say, but the problem with this is destructive, right? We are turning the money value into that 3 value, okay? So what we actually want to do is we want to take another maths thing, and instead we want to set something random, the local thing, want to set it to that variable that we were just using. So what that does is mean if we use it here, it means we're creating a fresh variable that is exactly the same as the money value. And then we're editing that value to then set the frame. Okay, so we'll then set the frame using that local 0 variable. And now if we press play, we should see that it updates. Okay, fantastic. I'll just make it a bit bigger for you. Okay, so yeah, so we press it, you have 99, and it should be a 9, but because it's in initiate and not in interact, it didn't work, okay? So I'll just show you how to do that as well. So what you want to do is when you want to also drag all of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into a group so it's more easily transferable. Okay, so group all these 3 together, copy the event, slap it into interact, and now when this is interacted with, it will update. Okay, so now we also want to say when we call the money value, we want to invoke. We want to invoke the script of this one here. We'll call this number of, maybe money unit value. So this is the single unit value. Okay, so it's 0 to 9, and we want to invoke this script, money single unit value, and we want to press play. And then bing, you have 99, and boom, you see that? It's updated to 9. Fantastic. That is basically how it's done. We just need to now do that for the rest, but there's also a lot of other underlying logic that we need to change to make it work better. But I will just show you the basics, and maybe you can either I can make a second video, or you can try and fix those problems yourself. I've done it before, and it's basically just using if statements and checks, right? To and slight tweaks in order to display something else at a different time. So we want to make it so. First of all, I'll just do the same for this one, right? So I'll copy this script over, but I'll change it slightly for you, okay? So this is now the tens, okay? So we set it to the 0 to 99, fantastic. But like I said before, we want to now divide by value of 10, and then we set this to the local frame to 0, or to the value to the local 0 variable. We also want to slap that into an interact, but just make sure you copy that one and not the one you were just holding. And then we also want to invoke that script. So this is now called the money tens unit value. Okay, so we want to make sure we invoke the tens unit value. So let's see that. Let's see if that works. Okay, so obviously we got this one and we got this one that we're checking to see if they update. So we'll press it. You have 99, and boom, 99. press it again, you have 19898, and obviously we need to make this one say 1, and here we go. So we've got 0, 0, 0, you have 99, you have 199, and there we go, it's updated. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 990, and there. This should be 1000 now. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could just do that again. You could put the divide by 10 value and have this update as 1089, or we could use this k value for good. Okay, so I'm going to delete this last one. And because what this will mean is that you can have 999,000. If we had an extra 0 on here, you could only display 9,999. Which obviously it depends on what your needs are, but this probably is the more dynamic, and like this obviously creates bigger numbers for you, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to have an initiate, and I'm going to say if, and then compare with value. So what I want to do is say, is it over do we have more than 1,000 money? So when this is equal or greater than 9, and this is the 100 to 9900 value. So when it's greater than 9, we can assume that it's 10, right? And that would mean that it is 1,000. So 10 of these units gives us 1,000. So if it's greater than 9, we have 1,000. So if it's greater than 9, I want to show the actor. I want to show the k. And if it's not, I want to hide it. Easy. Simple as that. And we just paste it on an interact so it can update when we invoke it. And then what we're going to do now is the complex bit. We want to find out whether or not the value is above 99, or 1,000. And if it is above 1,000, this now becomes 1,000 rather than the singular 1. And this would become 10,000, and this would become 100,000, or 9,000, or 900,000 and 99, right? 999,000. And what that does is how we do that is very simple. Okay, we just make that same if statement. We just ask it again on initiate whatever. We say, is it greater than 9? And if it is greater than 9, then it's 1,000. Otherwise, we just do what we've always done, and we put it right there. But if it is greater than 1,000, we need to do something else. We need to ask. We need to do the different animation frame, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to say, if this is greater than 9, then we have to display this value. So we need to do 900 and here it is, 999. But we actually have to divide by 10 if I'm not mistaken, and then that's it. And then I think with this system we don't have access to this value, the 999, unless we, like I said before, unless you go in and you add that extra variable, the 0 to 99, and then the 100 to 9900. You need to add an extra one on top of that that holds 2 more numbers, right? So you can do that if you like, but I'll keep it simple for this tutorial. So I'll just delete this one, just so I can put this in it. And we'll now, actually, I'll go through these, okay, so that you can so you can see what is actually happening. I'm going to obviously delete the shows because that was from the k value. And now this one is if compare with value, and it's the same if statement for all of them, right? Because we're just checking to see if it is 1,000. If we should be displaying the 1,000s or not. So if it's not greater than 1,000, or if it's not in the thousands, then we do what we've always been doing. Otherwise, we need to, this value will be, what will it be? It will only get up to 255, right? So we can only display 25,000. So it will be this, but divided by 100 instead. So let's just take this and dump it in here and change this to 100 because it clamps at 255. And with this one, I can just hide this and I can say if compare with value, it's greater than 9, so that therefore it's in the thousands. We do nothing, but otherwise we do what we've always been doing, and I can actually hide this one when it's not correct, so it doesn't clog up the screen. Okay, and so in your game, if you're moving around, remember you can tick pin to screen. Okay, so these become pinned to your screen. So as your character's moving around, they move with the screen, which is fantastic. Something's going on here. You have 99, 9, 198, 1, you have 296. Okay, so I'm going to have to do a quick bit of debugging to find out why it isn't working. Okay, so I have discrepancies between the initiate and on interact. So I think I'll just copy them over and hope that fixes it. Yeah, let's rerun it and see. So now we can see the k value is hidden. And the reason I put it like this is so that if there's any issues with too much things on one line, we'll see. So we have all 3 values displayed. And if we want to, we can even check to see if they're 0 and hide them. The problem is that if this is 0, we don't really want to hide it. And if this is 0 and this is 1, we just need an if statement to find out, and it gets pretty complex. So you might just want to just keep them always on screen. So you have 99, and boom, update to 99. So you have 198, you have 198. And then if we just fly through, what we want to see is that when we reach 1,000, the bottom one says 1, and the k is then shown. And if you noticed, the top one was hidden, and the bottom one stays hidden. And if you're following along, you might actually know what's wrong already. And I think I've just clicked in my head that it's all to do with the invoking of the scripts again. So I want to invoke the k one, don't I? Of course I do. I want to invoke k. I'll just call it k. So I want to invoke the k. And obviously I've hidden this one because it doesn't get anywhere above 25,000, so that's obviously expected. And I can also now show you as well what you need to do when you, obviously this is pretty simple, right? But I can also add an extra 1 to the value of this to make it go up higher. So you just need to be aware. You can't write, 5,000 into just the bottom one and it do the work for you. You have to write a number between basically 0 and 100, and then do the rest in the next one. And if you have more, do them in the next one. And you might want to write down on a piece of paper, like visually, what's going on. So you want to write down these two are the 0 to 100. So you need to write down, when you're writing down your number, if it's 5,040, you need to be aware that this is the 5,000, this would be a 0, this would be 4, and this would be 0. So meaning this value will be 50, and this value will be 40. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're adding the values to keep track of the variables and what's actually going on. Okay, so right, I'm now bunching them together like they would be on your screen. Maybe they might be at the top right, but let's just put them up here. So let's press play again, and then let's see what happens now. So I should be adding 199. You have 199. Fantastic. You have 398. We have 398. You have 597, and we have that. We have that. Whoop. 995. And that's a problem, because obviously it shouldn't be hidden yet, this first one. But let's keep going and see if we can figure out what's going on. We now have 1,194, and now it's displaying as 1K, which is exactly what we'd expect. Because we hide this one because it can only get up to 25K, because of the fact that GB Studio only holds up to 255 in each variable. So if we were to keep on going, it would get up to 25,000. I'm just going to add 20 here, and then run it again. And you should now see it goes a lot faster. 2,000, 4,000. Okay, you see this? We have more information on the bug that's been happening. And this one is now present again, which we don't want, because that's displaying 104,000 when we should be just a 6. Oh, it says equal to 9. Did I accidentally change that signal? Or greater than 9? Oh, of course. Yeah, because remember it was hidden on the 9. I'm sure some of you watching got that, and those of you who did, I'm sure it helped you learn that, right? So let's pop back in, and now it should work. I'll just move that back up. Now this should work now, and you should now know how you display these values or money that goes up to higher numbers in your game. So 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 25. There we go. So we're now at the max. But as you can see, these numbers are going down by 1 because we're adding 99, and then it's removing 100. So it's technically just removing 1 every time. So you might want to have it so, if this value is equals 255, then you just put that to equals 99. Easy fix. And that'll be the final check of the of this money value thing. So I hope that helped you in any way possible. I really hope so. Because obviously this doesn't just have to be money, it can be points, it can be, I don't know, kills, it can be players, I don't even know. It can be anything. It's just anything. This is how you display numbers over 255, and how you and also how you can keep doing that. Because obviously, to continue this, you would just check to see if the value is over 999,999, and then display this as an M, like I'm doing in my game. Once it's an M, then it's a million, and it would say 1 million, 2 million, blah, 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 all the way up to 999 million. And then maybe you can even have a B that displays billion. And obviously, there's not really a limit to this as long as you have enough variables and enough patience to have all the if statements set up correctly. So yeah, I hope this helps, and please leave me some feedback. This is my first tutorial video. Tell me how I've edited it as well, because this is currently sitting at an hour and I'm trying to cut it down. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more, and please comment if you have any more suggestions of tutorials you want to see. I really hope this was extensive enough and also clear enough. So yeah, please give me your feedback. Thanks.